Hello, hello, my darlings. Long time and no see in English. I've been very, very busy. The last year was very demanding. I would say crisis after crisis. And I had full hand serving my Slovenian speaking clients. So I will try to post more often for my English audience. And today I want to share intuitive guidance for the month of May. So trust and safety will be at the forefront with the slogan of the month, actually, all is well, as one of the headlines of Louise Hay's book says, all is well. That feeling will be prevailing in May, and it will be easier to cultivate it, to be in that energy. Because we've had energetically and emotionally demanding weeks behind us. So if you felt demagnetized, like you couldn't make the right connection with your guides, like your inner compass wasn't working, you weren't alone in this. There may also be some emotional and turbulent moments behind you. So just sharing the comments if you were in those energies, what was going on in the past few months or weeks, especially at the end of April. In May, we come to the flow with calmer energy, and this one will probably more planetary stimulating, as we all deserve a little break, right? In the vortex of turbulences that are going on around the world. However, I want to remind you and somehow anchor you into the fact that we live in a time where when mass cleansing is taking place both within us, in our personal lives, interpersonal relationships, as well as globally and interplanetary. We are all part of this process, and this process has energetic influences on us. So it's very important to understand all that's happening in the light of those energies. If you know how to capture them and use them for your personal, spiritual, and material breakthroughs, you can make major moves forward this year. So keep that in mind. You can find the anchor or energy for these and changes that have taken place in the last 2.5 years. When I look back on my life, recent past 2-3 years, I see that I'm really not longer the same person as I used to be. It is very clear to me what else I want to do and how I will achieve this. All my efforts are also directed in this direction, because I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back to the world I came from. This crisis this global crisis that happened, and of course my personal crisis after crisis for the past year has really anchored me into the fact that I don't want to go back where I came from, but I want to move forward freer than ever before. So all my efforts are directed in this direction. However, the sense of community was also strengthened in May, which was also confirmed by the event I held, the Wisdom of Mary Magdalene, in April, in very special Divine Women's Circle. It's been quite a few years since I started serving the Passionate Living community, but the real idea of what it means was fully entrenched 2.5 years ago at this time of crisis. I made many changes in the way I show up, the way I do my work, the way I serve my community. And it's been really highlighted also by this very sacred Mary Magdalene Circle, the messages that came through at the end of April for each one of us that were there, that intuitive leadership is really being called forth during this time. So I'm really even more committed to the work I do. And in May, it's very important to expand your view, because if you remain in your framework, you will not be able to create what you desire. May comes with this really special message that it is necessary to expand the view beyond your field, beyond your comfort zone, and across the threshold of the unknown. Yes, probably into the unknown. Just let me check the mic. Okay, it's working. Sorry. So yeah, probably into the unknown, but at the same time into freer and easier knitted reality. We will have, if we do that, if we are able to do that, we will be, our life will become much easier, to say it, to put it that way. You will not be able to create what you want if you stay within your framework or limits. So the energies of the month will be encouraging to help us cross the threshold of the unknown. I feel otherwise, I felt when I was writing intuitive guidance that I felt like May is in this bubble or sphere, and I felt cold energy moving through the middle of the energy field of May. And that will actually, as I understood, that will help us look at things with a more sober head, like we will see clearly now. We may not be as comfortable as we've been so far, but our knowing, our seeing will be much clearer than before. So the message came again that it's still necessary to let go of all old stuff, the way we think, the way we behave. So all of that we need to leave behind. We literally need to, take off our shields, our dresses, so this energy, we need to take it off and simply leave it behind. So let the old fall away, which you can achieve by letting it freeze, and then step forward into your future. What is frozen, however, you live in the past. And that was interesting to me, because I'm not a fan of freezing things in the rituals for manifestation, because I somehow feel that they are still there. They are frozen, they do not work, but they are still there. And when we unfreeze them, which can happen unknowingly also, those things come to life again. But in May, the message came that what will be frozen now, the old selves, the old paradigm, will stay in this space and time in 3D reality as a reminder of where we came from and where we no longer want to return. So May's energies will be supportive to do replacements of all kinds, from most basic replacements such as car tires or light bulbs, or replacements of old jobs, new jobs, residences, partners, romantic partners, clothing, diet, exercise routine. So there's 180-degree replacement energy present in May. I don't know yet exactly what that means, but there is also a message to follow your inner impulses, to implement those replacements if they call you, because what you will replace the old with will bring new and more fluid energy and change, which is being called forth. And it's also important in May that everything that is not good for the community is not okay. Everything that serves and builds the community is okay. Also, people are becoming like physically more fluid or somehow lighter. Our connections with universal energies are changing, And so it may still feel like we are not connected, because everything will become lighter. However, I want you to know and anchor into this knowing that the connection with the divine is always present. Just be more careful in May what you allow through to your consciousness. It may feel like you are partially floating in the air and having hard time to anchor into the earth, or hard time landing. But this is actually good in May, because try to use this energy to get broader picture of what is going on in May. We need to trust our feelings about everything that's happening globally and what is coming to us through the gaps of various media. So the compass should be as follows. Everything, as I said, everything that is good for that community is okay. Everything that builds the community, that serves the community, and everything that is not good for the community is not okay. Every member of the community is very, very important, and we need to be aware that we are only as strong as the weakest member of this community, which we call humanity. I have a feeling that it will be necessary to act even more modestly than before, without any pomp or drama. So take small steps. And as you take them at the end of the year, or in maybe 2, 3, 5 months, but I have a feeling more towards the end of the year, you will be able to see how much you have done already. I have a feeling also that the biggest challenge in May will be that we may want too much too soon. May is not the month for that. Slowly and with a clear vision that must include formula for the good of all. With that energy, you will come the furthest. So May comes with the invitation to transform. So focus on little things in May. Too big a picture can make you weak. Strengthening and working on small things will also strengthen you energetically, mentally, and emotionally, which you will need. So my training, if you need that energy, if you want to go with the flow, with the most powerful version of you, I'm warmly inviting you to check out my Worth It program, which is 6 weeks training of raising and building up to your true self-worth and also material worth, which will start again soon. So I will leave the link to the training below, and check it out, and I will be welcoming you into the training. So I am encouraging you to join this training if it calls you. Also, what is important in May, take care of nature and its elementals in May, because it's also very encouraging month to perform rituals that will anchor you in what you set out to create. However, these rituals need to be performed every day without exception. And if you feel this message, I'm really happy to share with you the ritual, which is part of extended intuitive guidance of the month, which is a payable version. But if you join Worth It training, you will get the ritual of the month for free. So it's not in May, it's no more time for to do things half-heartedly, let's say, or for moments that you do something passionately, what you love, what brings you joy, when you have time for it, after you've done everything else that you may not enjoy so much. So performing this ritual will take you into the vortex of what you are striving for. This is really enhanced in May. And I am advising you to take at least 1 hour a day for rituals, meditations, and in this way, you will be able to stand firm on your path as a peace warrior or a warrior who brings light and energy of prosperity to all of us and into this planet. So the question is, how can I help? How can I help? This is my question, and you will find some answers in what has already been written, but what has already been said. But I'm also, as said, also available for 30-minute free consultation, which is open to everybody. So just DM me, PM me, send me email, and I will reply with available options for that. But I'm also inviting you to pose that question to yourself. How can I help? May also manifests itself as a month of latitude. We will be able to see more and further. It will be easiest for us to go further and see more than if some previous invisible barriers had. It will look like these barriers have moved and opened up the space for that. And that is the question we need to ask ourselves. Do we dare to go further and see more? Well, that's just a rhetorical question, of course, because curiosity will probably lead you forward. Yes, and it feels like a new perception of the world is upon us. You know, the size, and there are a lot of light portals opening up in May, which I think they will be easily accessible. And in this new dimension, this new perspective of the world that we are creating, we will be meeting each other in new forms, in new clothes, but we can also meet other beings there, beings that we've maybe just heard of until now, or maybe from other dimensions. So just let me remind you, if something comes to mind, or if you actually see something, we are all part of the same universe. We're just vibrating differently. And when you raise your vibration or change your vibration, you can meet these beings too. So yeah, there's also a message in May: connect with the Creator. For this connection is the brightest and the highest, and of the highest vibration. It seems that this will guide us even more than before to find the right path, even if we are lost in time, and to really be able to live following the highest spiritual values and laws. And I will share spiritual laws that were highlighted in this May's intuitive guidance in my next video. So stay tuned, and we'll go over the law of pure potential, law of giving, law of least resistance, law of cause and effect, the law of purpose and desire, the law of detachment, and the law of faith. So I wish you a wonderful May. Spend it observing nature and having thoughts and activities that energize you. With love.